Bears not really being that phased throughout the tournament so far.
Yeah, the game was. I think their game was kind of close versus Pro Dota, the one they just had.
Yeah.
Bears won, but took a little longer than I think they would have liked.
Team Secrets turn to
There's been a couple of those moments with Bears. It's like, but the plan to win always still seems to be there in that mid to late game.
Yeah, they have obviously fought a very old school player, Yapsor. It's fairly new. Firo new. 1-4 or 3-4-3. Adam now, I guess, has been around for a decent amount of time as well. And Forev, has been playing with QO that stack for a while as well.
Very long time.
Fought a very very experienced though. Has been around for forever. So.
We're going down a very familiar path again. An early IO pickup in a game where Team Secret's involved.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the whenever you see these the
5 seconds
the top dog teams in the region, they ban out the Coddle, the Centaur, and the Lone Druid because they don't pass those heroes up. And Bear is actually going a little bit off track and banning the Bounty Hunter. Something like Secret is like the only team that'll first pick that hero. It's kind of interesting. They actually ban it out. They don't want to mess with it. I think Puppy plays that hero really well. They play around it very well as well. It puts a lot of pressure on mid, so it gives mid one more of like the traditional 1v1, or it'll put the other person under pressure so mid one will have a good time. And I think Secret really likes to play around him. He's sort of like their star player. So if they can give him a good start, then they almost always do really really well whenever mid one has a good game.
So we say Bears just ban it out and make sure there's more space to work with in the mid. Makes sense on that front, but then again, you could also be seeing this IO Ember Spirit from Team Secret just run into the mid and make life very difficult for Bears anyway, even without having to have the rotation from a Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of ways to screw with mid. Bears take the Invoker, so it's definitely a hero that you want to mess with. We'll see if they go for the Ember Spirit here.
It's dangerous just because of how well Fear has been playing his Invoker. Like, his spell cycling has been so quick and on the mark.
Yeah, there it is.
They're going to do the combination, but if you'd back Fear to actually, like, on this Invoker, win the lane against those two, I would put money on it. I'd go for it. I'd also wait to see what else is picked up from Bears if they go for, like, the Rubik controller, which is seen previously. Heavy controls to work with the Sunstrike of the Invoker.
Yeah, I think the Rubik is alright. I think it's a support that doesn't deal particularly well with the Ember Spirit. You're kind of like low on damage. You could steal potentially the Flame Shield or the Bolas, but they don't really, do that much. I prefer having these like instant nukes or just, stuns, whatever, that you can steal from the Rubik. Doesn't really, not particularly amazing against the Wisp either. They will pick it from time to time though. Both drafts are left pretty open. Like, they're not, it's not really these all-in strategies from either team. They still have, a lot of heroes to go, obviously. But it's not like, we'll see a lot of the lower tier teams. They'll pick, like, Ogre first phase and then some, random, like, right-clicking carry. And it can, like, put you sort of into a box into this. We have to play really aggressive because our heroes fall off, or this side or the other. But you see, like, the better teams, they pick, like, very generic heroes early that have some sort of a form to them, but it allows you to adapt to the other team's draft as it goes on. And so they'll just get out drafted from the very start. Some pick they didn't expect comes out, and then they're a couple of heroes are just totally rendered useless.
Yeah, I see what you mean with this draft as well. Like, I don't think either team is really feeling like they're going to be bottlenecked in. Maybe another reason too why these bans take so long, and Bears' first ban in the second phase is just the respect to the potential push power that the Terror Blade offers that Team Secret keeps turning to, and a lot of teams actually in the European qualifier have been turning to.
Yeah, it's obviously very good versus Slaughdar. Because you have so much armor, you don't really care about the amplified damage. And while he doesn't particularly do very well late game against the Invoker, in the early and mid game can do quite well versus him, just because you can take all of his towers. Invoker's a hero that does not defend his tower particularly well whenever a lot of people show up to it. Likes to sort of do his own thing from the jungle quite a bit. Just pull aggro off the tower when needed. And some Terrorblade strolls up to your tower, just starts hitting it. Doesn't really have a response super early on. Especially, I think Firo is actually one of the players who just like won't skill Quas until like level 8 or something. He'll go like 0-3-4. He uses the Meteor a lot more than a lot of other players do. So that I think that does a little bit better versus Terrorblade, but it's still a hero that can punish the Invoker early on, take his map control away, so he can't just free farm all the time.
Wait, does he actually? What do you mean? He skips Quas completely, or just gets the 1 point?
Sometimes he just won't get a point. He'll go 0-3-4.
Okay.
Team secrets. Turn
and he'll just start meatballing waves. I think Fira also starts with a clarity. So he'll go null, 2 branches, and a clarity, because he'll like try and sunstrike the range creeper. He just starts meatballing very early on, like even like level 3, level 4. He'll just skill up meatball, throw it out, just push out the wave, and go back from a jungle camp.
Darkseer is going to be the 3rd pickup from Bears. Puppy was tossing up the next assassin, actually banned it out as the 4th. Nice counter to the Ember Spirit, but at the same time, like, you're looking for some kind of synergy with the Slaughter. That was the other question mark, and Darkseer kind of like perfectly fits that. We do still see a Rubik, but it's going to be on Team Secret side of things.
Yeah, their carry is still open. They will probably have to commit both the Wisp and the Rubik though to this top lane to deal with the Slaughter Darkseer. So the mid lane's going to be more of a 1v1. We'll see if Bears try and commit the other support there, if they just do traditional pulling things. I think whenever they do these dual off lanes, they almost always have a dual lane down bottom. Adam will play this sort of a hero that takes the lane after a few minutes. Fada will play something like the Luna or the Terrorblade or the Timbersaw, and he'll rotate around early on.
Yeah, he always seems to end up in the jungle around the 7 to 8 minute mark and give space for the support.
Yeah.
I suppose you can do that too, like when the only thing you need to harass the Ember Spirit in the mid is like a Darkseer sent from the top lane with an Iron Shell. That'd be enough to create space for the Invoker.
Yeah, and I think the matchup is Ember and Invoker is slightly Ember favored. It is a skill matchup, but if he doesn't go for the Tornado, then you definitely have some kill potential on the Invoker. So he'll probably skill the Quas at least 1 point, so he has the Tornado available to purge off the shield. They take the Lion.
This is the first Lion that I've at least cast in the European Qualifier. It's the first Lion I've seen in the European Qualifier.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a Lion. It's nice for the Ember Spirit. They kind of needed some lockdown. You don't want just your Slaughter to be your only lockdown, because potentially if they pick a super strong laner for top lane, it doesn't go as planned, then you just have this Slaughter that's really far behind. You don't have a means to start fights, so they get the Lion, and like we talked about, Fada often leaves the lane, so a Lion, a hero that really likes to sop up the safe lane farm whenever the safe laner leaves.
Yeah, especially if you can get a Blink Dagger, then you got the double jumps that come in from both Slaughter as well as Lion. So both supports become your initiators, the ones you're happy to sacrifice for your cause to have more space. In fact, all 4 heroes right now could be Blink carries if they want to try and chase and engage into Team Secret.
Yeah, it's still not clear what Secret wants to do. It's just sort of generic picks. The Rubik is a hero that's picked a decent amount versus the Slaughter and the Darkseer. It gives you it lets you outpush the lanes, and then it also gives you kill potential, whereas you pick something like a Dazzle, all you can do is really outpush the lanes. You don't have really kill potential against the lane, whereas Rubik, you can, if it starts getting shoved in, you could fade both the wave, and then you still have the lift to use whenever they surge away. Obviously a ranged hero, so you could, the Wisp and IO will tether, or the Wisp and the Rubik will tether together and try and beat the Slaughter and Darkseer out the lane whenever they first show up.
Secret need to give some kind of dimension to this. They've still got 2 more cores to go. Unless they're getting a little bit funky and doing Faceless Star with Rubik mid. But, no.
Yeah, I think Bears picking this dual offline, they can't get away with something really greedy like a Morphling, which we've seen teams like Liquid do. They'll take like this Wisp, they'll pick some generic hero like an Ember Spear or an Evoker hero like that, and then suddenly they pick a Morphling and their draft is turned from very generic into this really, really strong split pushing, split the map kind of style.
Finally! Sorry, I haven't cast an Enigma game in months. Like, actual months.
Yeah, I think it's a very good Enigma game. It's just a Lion in the safe lane because they're going to be doing this dual offline, and a lot of times you need 3 heroes to zone the offline Enigma out of the lane. They have a fair amount of ways to cancel the black hole this game. It's not amazing, but it gives you some tower push, and I think he'll have a really nice time in the lane. Like there aren't a lot of the traditional like strong laning carriers don't do amazingly well versus Enigma. He's so far back, which is last hitting with these conversions, and the Lion definitely cannot zone that hero very well at all.
Yep. I'm actually wondering too now, like what Bears do as the hero against an Enigma on the offlane. You could just look for the push, like you mentioned the Luna before. Still quite nice and hard for the Enigma to keep at bay. The Juggernaut's already been taken out, and you're taking out both Juggernaut as well as Lifesteal, are 2 heroes who run very well against the Darkseer for Team Secret.
Yeah, they've been the
Ranger. Yeah, that would have been the other nice pickup.
Yeah, that would have massively punished the Enigma in lane. The Invoker would have been able to win mid.
Yeah.
And
it's actually crazy how easy it is for Drow Ranger to get kills early on, even before you hit level 6. But once you hit level 6, Enigma can't be in the lane.
Yeah, and he's not a particularly amazing hero defending the tower either. He can, you know, whatever it's called, Midnight Pulse, one wave, but then after that, it's on cooldown for quite some time. The next wave comes in.
And Midnight Pulse does minimal damage anyway. You almost got like micro with conversions and drag him back. I suppose the only advantage is like with the Enigma, he gets to just jump into those side camps pretty easily, farm them up, and then jump back into the lane.
Yeah, you can always rotate to the jungle. What are they looking for the last pick? They have 5 seconds. PL, so mid one PL? Mid PL, alright. So it's definitely a good PL game, only... You know, the Dark Sphere that's, you know, really good versus the PL just because, you know, obviously all the AoE damage absolutely crushes Invoker in lane. That is a miserable lane for Invoker. You cannot harass him because the poor man's shield, all the armor he has.
You switch, like you push the Invoker down to the mid, down to the bottom lane, and you get a better matchup against PL in mid. It wouldn't be the first time that like you can just push Fear into the bottom lane. Farda's played a lot of mid in the past, so he knows how the matchup works.
Yeah, I wonder. Alright, so Gyrocopter. I wonder if he'll go for the Aghanims or not. So he gives him some more AoE damage. And they don't have a lot of physical damage on Team Secret either. So if he goes for that Aghanims build, you have a lot of raw HP. And unless you're like, you know, have like something like a Slaughter, which bears have themselves, then Gyrocopter can be very, very hard to bring down Secret with the not the most burst ever. And it gives them something that can actually kill this Enigma in lane. Because you're not really going to be zoning him out of lane, so you want some hero that can kill him to force him to go to jungle. Or, you know, just thrive off the extra money that's coming in from the kills.
I never thought I'd actually sit here and hear someone actually suggested Aghanims for a Gyrocopter. Because it was always a joke of the heroes. Like, what do I get? I get, like, anywhere on the map I can throw this thing down.
Yeah, I think Kyo was the main starter of that build in NA. He'll go like Ags into like a Crystallis into a Satanic, and you're just a really tanky hero. The side gunner actually gives you a lot of attack speed. I think it essentially gives you like 170 attack speed. It's some crazy number. Makes you a lot tankier. The mana regen is obviously nice. And overall, I think it's just an item that a lot more people have been trying. We'll see if Fada goes for it. I've never seen him play Gyrocopter before, so.
Man, with him playing it, like, wasn't he the guy that built mech on Gyro going mid?
That sounds like something he would do. He used, you know, back in the day, he used to buy mech like all the time on that hero.
Yeah, and I remember he tried to make it work with the Gyrocopter, but that was back when Gyro was a lot more consistently mid.
Okay, no, so they are doing safe lane PL. Okay, yeah, I actually like this better.
Might work out the ward for ward. Wait, no, what? Forev! Poppy denies it. It's like they were trying to decide if they would give it to Yapsor or give it to Forev. And ended up putting it in a position where it just gets denied. Sunstrike scouting very early. I've also noticed that too with Furo. He doesn't leave the base until like maybe 20 seconds before the creep waves spawn up, just to get that secondary Sunstrike in from the scouting pairs.
Yeah, it's you know, it's small. It's a nice thing that you can do. It gives you the extra little bit of vision. But I actually like them putting the PL up here. In the safe lane, they have a decent amount of kill potential between the Lance, the Lift, and then just a lot of right clicks, the extra movement speed that comes from the Wisp, who looks like he's actually going to be going to the jungle. So they're getting a little bit greedy. That hero jungles super fast early on with the Spirits. And the PL should be able to hold his own top. It's not a hero that's super easily punished. Can always doppelganger away if he tries to come up for a stun. So should be able to just last under the tower as the Ion Shells push the wave in. I think mid one will have a fine time mid. Should be pretty even. Maybe mid one pulls a little bit ahead early on, but as the lane slowly advances, the Invoker will definitely get his farm. And it looks like KZ is actually starting in the jungle, so not going to risk it super early on against the Gyrocopter line, but it does deny the range creep, so after 1 or 2 waves, it'll definitely be pushing into his tower.
It's a nice passive start for everything else. No pressure applied, everyone enjoys their farm. Still waiting to see where Yapsor, like how he plays this top lane. Like they put down 2 sentries. There's no vision straight behind the tower, but at least they can properly stop Poppy from just doing a straight up pull. Even if they can do a little bit of damage, get in front of him, get the body block up, but Poppy's not having a bar of it. Tosses him back with telekinesis. And if they need to, they can have the rotation over, but Piladai has just been a little bit busier with Iron Talon farming in the jungle.
Yeah, I think think Secret is definitely the team that's more pressured this game. I think it's a very free Invoker game. If you look at Secret's lineup, there's no catch, there's no heroes that you traditionally think of. Heroes being that are good versus Invoker.
The best. A little greedier though, right? Like they feel pressured, but they're trying to make more out of the jungle, more out of the lanes.
Yeah, and I think it's fine for the Wisp to start in the jungle. He can't really do too much in this top lane until he has a couple of levels. So I think he's gonna get the level 3 and the spirits, and then to move up to the top lane and try and force the Darkseer and the Slaughter out of the lane. And I think this Gyrocopter pick actually works out really, really well for Bears because we were saying that Invoker, sort of a greedy hero. Fada typically plays these less farmy heroes, while Firo farms up with something like an Invoker or more farm-intensive heroes like that. And the Gyrocopter fits that bill pretty well. Does decently well versus the PL once you've gotten some items up. Obviously, it's a lot of AoE damage to burn away the illusions. And can kill Ember's shield as well very, very quickly. So if he tries to run in with the shield on, you'd pop the Rocket Barrage, and it'll burn the shield off super quickly. So I think it's actually a pretty decent Gyro game. Not a lot of bursts from Secret either.
When is the first rotation really going to come in? Like, we're talking about like how passive this early game can be. Everyone's just looking for their farm in the lanes. But when you run a Darkseer as well as a Slaughter, can you just force it on this top lane and try and go after the PL where he's got Doppelganger to escape? Is there any way you can force Team Secret to get this IO out of the jungle before the time? Where I suppose he's already 3.5 levels up and has the bottle up. So he's probably going to come out of the jungle anyway.
Yeah, he may walk up the top, try and threaten there. Looks like he's sitting on this hill here, so maybe one may be looking to take down the Invoker here. I think that's a move they could potentially make. And I think that's one of the advantages of starting the Wisp here. You don't really know where he is. He could be farming these camps over on the right side.
But when he sits on that hill, he's right on top of the Radiant Observer Ward. So they were very much aware.
Yeah, so Firo was playing a little bit back.
That's why Yapsor's on the hunt. He's coming over to try and mess with Pile-I-Die. With the movement speed he's got and the Iron Shell, gets a crush off, the Sunstride's kicking in, and he tethers away just fast enough down to mid one, and now it's Yapsor who kind of needs to start his TP out. Force Puppy to come over as well, but adds a decent amount of pressure.
Yeah, the lanes are all going pretty evenly. Enigma is farming the jungle a decent amount. Darkseer has very, very similar CS, similar levels. In the mid lane, basically the same story. A little bit of discrepancy between Gyrocopter and the PL, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. But I think whenever you're playing this Slaughter or Darkseer, you really want to be punishing the safe lane. If you're not able to do that super early on, then now Puppy rotates in.
He started the surge. It's only level 1. This will be first blood up with the top lane in favor of Team Secret. Even with the Observer Ward, he didn't back up in time. And as Team Secret moving over there, the second nighttime really begins.
Yeah, I think this last pick, PL, worked so well for this lane. It's not a hero we traditionally see, but there's no way you're ever landing a crush against the Doppelganger. He's got a lot of armor, so doesn't mind tanking the creeps under the tower. Yapsor rotates to the bottom and kills Keizu.
Yeah, and they instantly turn this into a push as well. This almost feels like the old school one position Gyrocopter. I know Alliance did this a hell of a lot with Loda, where you just mop up the creep wave. This would always happen with a catapult wave as well, which is exactly this timing. And just push heavily into the lane.
Yep. Down below half HP. With Keizu coming back, we'll be able to pull the creeps off the tower pretty easily with the Eidolons, the Midnight Pulse. Everybody has to back off. Fada's almost up to level 6. I wonder if he'll try and make a move up to top. It's kind of hard. They need to bring either the Darkseer, and the Slaughter up here, and have the Gyrocopter TP in to probably kill this PL, as he's pretty tanky. He is out of regen though, so he's gonna slowly start to get whittled down by these Ion Shells. And the Darkseer, after they rotate up here and kill him, is basically gonna have a free lane. I wonder if they're gonna smoke up and try and kill him again. Help out MP a little bit more, or if they're gonna look to pressure mid. But Firo realizing that, hey, they're both supports are off the map. Gyrocopter is a hero that's going to want to rotate after they take this bottom tower. They're going to want to start getting aggressive. Yeah, so I'm gonna back off the map, make sure I don't drop.
Keizu is really, he knows the cooldown's going to begin. Keizu gets hit by that, the stun and the Sunstrike. So Keizu will drop to the Sunstrike, gives a kill over to Firo. With Pile-I-Die's rotation, if he can get the Spirits onto Fada, they'll find the return kill. So an off laner for your safe laner. Pile-I-Die might have been the one to get the kill. Mid one probably would have preferred it himself, but they have the extra consolation prize in the form of the Lion. So it's Pile-I-Die again who takes the kill.
Yeah, that's a nice couple of turnaround kills, and they don't even lose their tier 1 towers. So if Fada TP's back down here to farm, then Secret knows that this Gyrocopter is trapped here. They can potentially rotate on him. If he goes to another lane, then KZU will have absolute free farm bottom. So those 2 turnaround kills are like super huge because it forces Fada to make a choice.
Is he getting that? Yeah, he is. He was running around him with Iron Shell, using the initial surge, and PL had already. I don't know if he just didn't have mana for. He had mana for Doppelganger, but he got picked off.
Yeah, it's it's an unfortunate death for the PL, and going down like that, you start running out of regen, and it worked very well early, right? Because you can't crush the PL, but once he runs out of regen, you continue to just have this Ion Shell spam shoving into the tower, and eventually it's going to go down as it's getting attacked by the catapult right now. Yapsor was up here taking some of the XP while Forev goes to the jungle, and PL is not really a hero that can play very far from behind. The Invoker is going to have a very nice time against their heroes if he gets the farm, which he is. He's have basically free farm in the jungle right now. And you kind of worry for this PL if he does end up getting behind. And it's not going to get any easier either. The Ion Shells are going to continue to get spammed in here. And the Slaughter, will, the Darkseer healing up right now, going to TP back up. And they're just going to continue to spam these Ion Shells, try and dive the tower even. And there's not really much NP can do. He's kind of stuck here, and it's not really a hero that can rotate around and pressure any of Bear's heroes right now.
He just needs to farm up until he gets strong enough to deal with it, and then perhaps add his own pressure on the top lane. But they're back again. Rev TP's into the lane. Having the Arcane Boots means the Yapsors can have never-ending mana. And they really want to dive if possible. Level 6 is going to get triggered up by Yapsor the second one more creep dies, so now they have the amplification to work with too. And the rest of Team Secret on the hunt, but they run underneath the Radiant Observer Ward. So Bears understand there is no more help up here for MP on the top. So if they want to commit to try and bring down the tower, which is almost within deny range, they will be able to easily take it.
Yeah, and MP really doesn't have anything to do at this point. He can just sort of go farm the jungle camps, but that's not really what you want to be doing. Secret's really looking to get aggressive. They were wrapping behind them, the mid tower looking for Firo, but super smart read from him. Just doesn't even go there. Realizes, where they're getting aggressive at. Doesn't have any wards at all, but just knows they're not helping MP up top.
He's denying the tower out.
Yeah, he is kind of trapped here now. Forev may look to try and burn him a little bit. He's starting to get slowly chipped down, but still has the Doppelganger.
Relocates on the way in. Forev turns the ulti on, actually hits 3 heroes with it. He needs more help, however, and then looking at him, Yapsor pulled in, able to get the crush. The Sunstrike's on the way in, hits on mid one, but with the cooldown as well, Fada joins the engagement. Meteorite drops as well, they'll relocate back out again, but Pylite Eye will burn in the mid lane. The Phantom Lancer also died underneath the cooldown of Fada. Fada was actually awarded the kill as well. In the mid lane. Wait, hang on.
I think he got flacked.
And it follows?
Yeah, it follows.
Even when you get relocated out like that? That moved pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's what I thought was weird. How fast the flack hit him.
Yeah.
Maybe he took damage from other heroes besides Fada. That's weird.
Yeah. I thought it was like the meteorite that did. That's like where my brain instantly went with it. But yeah, the kill was awarded anyway to Fada. So he has a double kill for this, and brings him closer to his first item, which appears to be a Maelstrom, is his first item. Trouble, bottom lane.
Interesting.
Spirit jump in, and this is one very dead Darkseer. They can't do much to stop that, but the Iron Shell burn damage, which is in the lane, now they're going to get it removed by creating conversions. It's lowered Team Secret just enough where they may consider not fighting this.
Yeah.
Especially with the mid lane being pressured by Fada as well as Firo.
Yeah, they don't want to risk fighting around this bottom tower. It's a very, very hard tower to defend, both this top Dire Tier 1 and the bottom Tier 1 for Radiant, but they're realizing that Bears thinks they're going to pressure this tower. Instead, they smoked him mid, but Fada actually sniffing it out, so really nice read from them. They're still probably going to lose this tower, but in the meantime, Firo will continue to farm up, has the Midas, and now already the Staff of Wizardry, so getting very farmed out on the Invoker, and Fada, you said going towards the Maelstrom. I wonder if he's going to go for the Maelstrom first and then into the Ags afterward, which is, because since the side gunner shots still carry the orb effects now, you can Maelstrom proc twice. I haven't seen people go for the Maelstrom whenever they go for the Ags. It'd be kind of interesting that's what he did.
Fada is a very unique creature, so it would not surprise me if he does. He's sitting at the top net worth on the field at the moment, and with these towers dropping, there's not much between these two teams. We're kind of expecting that anyway. These two teams have been playing terrific Dota throughout the qualifier. Maybe Bears were a little bit more of a favorite coming into this. That's a nice steal. Iron Shell for Puppey.
Yeah, we'll be able to spam these lanes in.
Saw a smoke. It's Adam as well as Yapsor teaming up. You do have the Finger of Death now on Adam, so the potential to create a lot of space from this. Get someone to TP in towards the mid, have that large amount of burst damage, and it's the Enigma who's coming in. So Keizu, well, it was nice knowing you, man, but they commit the Finger and the Sunstrike. Yapsor with the Crush actually finds the kill.
Yeah, both teams have potential to take these early fights. A lot of it is just about how the moves are made.
Mid one, he's going in for this, instantly hexed up. This will allow Firo to go invis while they deal with the Rubik. He'll move back over. One quick attack will find that one. Mid one.
No mana.
A lot of mana. There's your back as well as Wall kicking in. And MP looking towards dealing with Yapsor, but the Crush will hold him there. The relocate, it pulls mid one out to safety, but he still wants to go back there and rejoin his teammate. MP's on the run for F, was burning him at the tree line. But it looks like it was creating more space than anything else, keeping the rest of Secret away from Yapsor. And they're going to come over and shrine it up.
Yeah, Keizu, just pick up the mech now, so their 5-mana has been, buffed up just a little bit. Did mid one go down there? Okay, no, so he managed to get away.
Yeah, he survived.
Yeah, so that's really important for Secret. If he had gone down there, their most farmed hero right now just picks up the bots. He's one of the players that doesn't actually go for Veil very often on this hero. Goes for the Aquila into the Maelstrom after Yapsor.
He just ran underneath the Dire Observer Ward. They had all the vision in the world for this one. Puppey's going to steal Crush, pick him up, throw him back in again. So Puppey does find the kill. Committed the level 4 Fate Bolt to ensure it.
Yeah, and Bears I think is okay with this tempo. They're okay with losing a couple heroes here and there. As long as they're farming up the Invoker, he's getting very close to the Aghanims. Gyrocopter, he's okay with fighting here and there. But definitely doesn't just want to run right into Secret. Secret's definitely, they want to be aggressive right now. They want to try and pressure this bottom tier 2, force reactions out of Bears. Bears are just going to give it up. They know that it's kind of risky for them to fight right now. Yapsor is closing in on the Blink slowly but surely, about 1,000 away. Once they have the Blink Dagger, they have the Aghanims on Invoker. They can start to take these fights more consistently, a little more safely. And they may actually try and pressure Roche.
Yeah, they're going in for it. I've actually seen Firo do this a little bit earlier sometimes, mainly because he's always looking to buff up with the Alacrity. So they actually have a lot more damage than you really expect early on to try and do this Roshan, combining that up with Amplification.
Yeah, Secret doesn't look like Secret. No, they expect Bears to be smoking down the bottom. They may realize it in a second, but I think by the time they realize it may be too late.
Well, it's because they scanned the shrine. But yeah, it's already done. Sunstrike helps with the last bit of
right when
damage,
they realize
they
mid one just
now
TP.
they have to push the tier 2. But at the same time, can they? Mid one's being hunted. Yapsor saw the spirit go up, but he can't get closer towards the tower. It's just that Invis rune he's got. So it's a surprise potential hit. But without the line on the front lines, looks like Lion's Finger of Death only just came off cooldown. And Yapsor doesn't have Blink. Another issue.
Yeah, not really a way they can bring down these Embers here. They'd have to like get
Crush to Hex
Yeah.
before he gets the shield up.
Yeah, but it's unlikely the Lion's able to get into range. Doesn't even have Tranquil Boots yet, so it's still pretty slow. Only 355. The Ember has bots, so right after the Crush wore off, he just speed away to the Remnant. Losing the tier 2 bot is kind of unfortunate for Bears. It's going to give the MP probably a lot of space to catch up down bottom with the Ember Spirit, able to push that out and then play with his team wherever on the map. So they had that mobility options because mid one went for the Boots of Travel, so they can try and 5-man look for these fights, and they really want to. MP has the HOD now, going for a pair of bots of his own, so it allows they have a lot of mobility. The Rubik and the Enigma can potentially smoke up somewhere, or the Rubik and the Ember, and they can relocate a hero in. So they're going to be looking for fights around the map, I think, Secret. And they don't want to let up on the pressure because the Invoker is continuing to farm, and whenever you don't have answers like this, you don't really have the greatest catch. You're sort of all about just this general magic damage, AoE team fight. You're not okay with an Invoker, getting up the Aghanims, Blink, BKB, and then you just don't really have a way to kill him, and he's free to just throw spells out here and there, get to level 25, and then you really just don't have an answer.
I need to find one, man, especially if this game does go late. Meanwhile, the top lane is going to pressure in, so Keizu behind that tower, looking to go directly into BKB, so no Blink Dagger for him. And Puppey on top of the Observer Ward. Adam, he's pretty close, he can probably go for the Hex. He tried. He tried for a second to throw out the stun, but the smoke broke. and Puppy's observable was able to scout that out.
Yeah, it was close. They were trying to move up here, potentially get a kill and take this towers. Didn't really just want to sit around at AFK while Firo farms. They'd like to, get kills here or there so they're not falling behind on net worth. As Secret is out farming them right now. They've taken a couple of those towers down bottom, so they're able to push it out, take all of Bear's jungle pretty consistently, as well as holding most of their own. So the current state of the game, Secret's pretty okay with, but they'd like to keep this tempo up, keep Bears from finding any pickoffs like that. So making sure they don't die there on Puppy is actually pretty huge. They're forced to just go back, continue to farm, as it looks like Fada is actually going to be going for the Ag. So going for the Maelstrom into the Aghanims. Gets a little bit of a damage boost first, and then into the tankiness. And I think that's fine. I think if he goes for the Aghanims first this game, they could be pretty low on damage against like the PL, against the just the Wisp healing people up, has the Urn. Actually going for a Midas on Wisp.
Really?
Yep, has the recipe.
Man, they must be really preparing themselves for a lot later in this game if he's going Midas. Unless there's is there a specific thing in the talent tree he's thinking is better?
I mean, the gold per minute is really nice. That level 20. Granted, that's quite far away. But yeah, I think if you look at Secret's heroes, they don't really have a particular way to end this game. They're very good at looking for fights and pushing out these lanes, and can maybe chip away at towers that way. But
breaks the smoke, doesn't instantly go for the telekinesis, however. And Adam, well, there's one Purge dominated creep that's there. They'll get the stuns, but now Tornado connects onto the Enigma. Still got the issue that Adam is stuck on the stairs. He could not get back down again. Actually ended up almost dying to his own stun the Puppy stole.
Yeah, and they just continue to look for these things. They try to smoke up the hill, but Secret are waiting for them there. And they're going in for the Midas on the Wisp. This Maelstrom build is the much more farming intensive build. You get that Maelstrom super early, already has it at 18 minutes on top of the bots. This Ember is gonna be no joke as the game goes a little bit later. And they know, like, their heroes, they have an Ember Spirit and a PL. Those are not heroes that are able to end the game early, so they don't really want to play against a super farmed Evoker, but that's sort of what this game is coming to. Yeah. They made a couple of early rotations, didn't go super well. They tried to gank whenever Bears were taking the original mid tower. They tried to potentially get a fight there and then take the Bears mid tower off of that, but didn't go super well. Everybody had to back off, and so they've taken control of this jungle, and they're sort of resolved to just playing this farming game. Looking for key items, maybe waiting for the MP's Diffusal Blade to look for fights. But I don't think they're too opposed to fighting now either. It's all about like finding openings. Map movements are pretty huge right now, and I don't think one team has a significant advantage right now. Although I do think Bears are perfectly fine taking the game a little bit later.
I think Bears might actually want to try and take the fight a little bit sooner. They just picked up 2 Blink Daggers, one on the Slider and one on the Darkseer. So they have that jump. Yapsor's kept his Blink Dagger pretty well hidden. There's only one other one which is almost there, and that's Puppy, and they gave him mid lane to try and farm it up, but now he has the money for it. So he'll have the Blink Dagger over on the Rubik too.
Yeah, they're waiting behind the mid tower with mid 1.
There's too much pressure being applied to the bottom lane. Like, Firo's going to show himself here, and they'll understand that Bears don't have enough defense for the mid lane. Sunstrike's kicking in, hits pretty heavily on Pala, and I kind of forget that Sunstrike is always able to do a whole lot of damage from very, very far away. And MP being amplified up to Darkseer, a little bit too much damage. Puppy keeps the control up, and they've got extra Malin for stun. Black Hole, they really want to commit it. Hasn't happened just yet. A Puppy, Wall of Replica stolen. Fada going to try and clean out the line, and he actually has the opportunity as Yapsor, who got the instant stun. The second mid one went in there, he got the crush on him.
Yeah, he had the haste rune. I don't know how mid one always has a haste rune. It's kind of insane, but he was trying to wrap around from the back. The rocket actually got stuck onto him by Fada, and so they knew exactly where he was coming around from the hill. I think he missed his slight chains actually, so he was on cooldown, runs up, gets hexed, and then the crush follow-up, he just gets bursted down with his Gyrocopter. Actually does a substantial amount of damage, which you don't really typically think of whenever you think of a Gyrocopter, dealing a lot of physical damage. With the Maelstrom, actually hits pretty hard and pretty fast, and now almost up to the Ag, so he's actually a very, very farmed Gyrocopter.
He's pushing Bears into a better position with that small little engagement. They already got an easy 1,000 net worth, but it's the experience that just continues to rise for Bears now, with 4K experience being their advantage. If the graphs are going up already, they'll continue to go that way for the time being.
Yeah, and it's fights like that.
Looking to go on bottom lane. Mass Spirit committal. Puppy actually stealing cooldown from Fada. Fada doesn't have enough life to survive, and Kazu into the black hole, instantly cancelled off. Just trying to hold the Darkseer in position. He did his job while the rest of Bears just looked to TP back out again. They'll be able to do so. But this stops the push, and that tier 1 tower we thought was going to be gone maybe 10-15 minutes ago is still standing.
Yeah, they don't want to give up anything for free. Secret is all about fighting here and now. They don't want to give up, just all of this free map control to the Invoker, who's going to start to split these lanes. Has the Ags now working towards the Blink, and is very, very farmed. They want to look to fight around this time. They use the Black Hole now, so their team fight going to be a little bit weaker. But mid 1 is extremely strong right now. This is one of those times. Ember Spirit's a hero that hits a couple of peaks and then is strong for a very long time, and more items don't particularly help him that much. He's working towards the Shivas, but that really won't change the dynamic of this game or how Secret want to fight. So they're just looking for the right opportunities. I don't think either team is really opposed to fighting it. They just need to find the right jumps. At bottom, Fada gets jumped on, blown up, and then he's dead at the beginning of the fight.
Lane. They want Pharaoh. Puppy's going to come in. He's still got cooldown available. So throws the Invoker backwards. Sentry Ward is also up. They're going to dust as well. So Pharaoh thought he can get away with this with a Deafening Blast. Tried to create space and TP back out.
Oh my goodness.
He actually made it?
Pi missed, he missed one of the spirits. He was trying to pull him in and out, and I think he missed a little bit, and I think that missing that one spirit actually saved Pharaoh. That was so close.
That is one lucky duck. And now you've got Forev back in. Wall, Sunstrike right on top of Highlight Die. He'll be able to tether himself away to MP with a pickup from Puppy. Telekinesis creates a little bit more space. But now the chase is on. Mid 1 has that homing missile on his tail. So they can chase that if they want to, but unlikely.
I wonder. I think the TP back to base was actually necessary. I think he would have got Sunstruck and died if the missile hit. What level is it? It's level 3 missile. Would do 375. So about 300 damage. If you add that with the Sunstrike, it actually probably would have killed him. So I think it's wise for mid 1 to TP back there and not just...
Oh, it's up with the movement speed. So I'm currently watching the global.
Bonk. Pop the Flame Guard, so no damage taken.
It's just when you go that quickly around the towers, you get like 5 tower attacks
Yeah.
following the missile. It's the ultimate game of, that's like follow the leader.
He has the Aghanims completed on Fada right now. They're going to look for a fight off of that. Blink still on Slardar.
Good observer what actually saw mid 1. Nope, and he's back out to the Spirit. They've missed their opening. But allows them to put down an aggressive observer ward.
Yeah, they have both of these wards down behind these towers, so it looks like they really want to take this bottom tier 1. As Fearo's actually migrating over to here, so with these wards down, it's kind of hard for Seeker to actually get over here and defend these without getting scouted out and jumped, especially with the Slaughter and Gyrocopter kind of just hanging around there. They can see the TPing in, so we'll see if Secret knows that. Mid 1 was jumping out like that, so it seems they know that they're around that area. We'll see if Puppy tries to D-ward there. Has a sentry. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, but he D-warded the one to the lower, not the one on upper.
Yeah, so they still see him backing up.
Yeah. But this is perfectly alright if you're Bears. You can keep forcing down the lane, you got a lot of strength to work with, you got your Blink Daggers ready to go. Like, Puppy is the only man defending that tier 2 tower, and with Alacrity puffed up, like, Vero hits at around 300 a pop. But he gives it to Fada instead, who now hits at 300 as well. So Fortification is forced out of Team Secret. They've taken the tier 1 tower on the top lane, so that's one of their advantages. So this is a straight tier 1 for tier 1 at the moment.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit scared on Fada, which I think is smart. He doesn't want to get jumped by mid 1, who's off the map right now. Could always be rotating from the shrine, although they have a... Did they put up another ward? Okay, no, so they can't actually see this shrine. Yeah, he's actually TPing onto the creep, gonna look for somebody.
Yeah, looking on that Purge creep with the relocate down, they find Forev in the trees. He actually wants to go, okay, Vac, wall, no TP scroll available at the moment, so Forev just has to kind of man mode this and accept his fate. With the PL illusion, he's almost killing Pylai Tai. Pylai Tai's relocate will end up saving him. And they're gonna stop fighting inside the wall.
Yeah, that was very close. Pylai Die, off of that, getting that Midas is actually...
Did he try and Sunstrike him? He just tried to Sunstrike him.
Where did he throw it out at?
He threw it, so the Sunstrike hit just here, right? Just below, between the tier 2, tier 3
Oh,
tower.
okay. It was actually pretty close.
Yeah. I looked up and the IO was pretty damn low.
Yeah.
But I think he's stick charged.
I think Pylai Die getting that Midas is going to be pretty game-changing. He's actually getting pretty close to Lotus Orb. He's picked up the Perseverance, and that'll help quite a bit against the Slardar, the Lion. Being able to throw it onto this Ember Spirit as he is going for the Shivas, so not going for anything like the Lincoln, something like that. So the Lotus will help quite a bit if he gets jumped and amped.
We'll have Lotus Orb, you've got Solar Crest, and then you'll have the Shivas as well.
Yeah, it'll be very, very hard to bring him down.
The Solar Crest just got completed on Puppy.
Okay, wow. So he has Blink and Solar Crest. That's a huge Rubik. They're splitting the farm very, very evenly across Secret, which I think is quite good.
Jump in. They found Fada. Absol wondering if he needs to help out just now. As Fada is so low, the stuns won't stop him. MP just immortal on the front lines. And Secret really wanting to fight. Like, they got that BKB over on Enigma. And there's nothing that actually stops him. Like, it's not as though Slaughter's going to get around the black hole to bash him.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to... Yeah, it's like almost impossible to stop it whenever he has the BKB up and running.
Sunstrike scouted out the fact that Secret were doing Roshan. Hit Pylai Die perfectly on the noggin. And this is why Team Secret now have some aggressive wards up and running. Their sentry is in range of both the Observer and the sentry if they want it. But that sentry won't survive with the PL illusions there.
Yeah, they're about to finish up the Shivas on mid one. He has 3,100 gold, so there's a few more creeps and he'll have it completed, which is pretty huge. The vision is also really, really nice, so could potentially clip the Slaughter with the Shivas and stop him from blinking. Can mean quite a bit. Also really nice for this whole Roche standoff that's going on right now. I think that favors Secret quite a bit because they have the more mobile heroes. They have 2 Boots of Travel, they have a Wisp. So if they're keeping Bears, confined around an area, then they'll be able to split and, farm around the map. And you can see that from the net worth. It was looking pretty good for Bears early on whenever they're able to pull Secret around. They don't have these Boots of Travel up and online yet. The Slaughter Blink is, very threatening. But whenever Secret knows where they are, they're so mobile. Taking those 2 towers down bottom early on has been paying massive dividends. They're constantly just able to farm out this jungle, push out the lane, and mid one with this Shivas to show for it.
Well, Bears can't wait around forever, even if they are farming in close. They still want to go for Roshan themselves, if possible.
Yeah, it's not easy, and they have the creep sitting in there from NP, so there's almost no way they can just get in there and sneak it. It would take longer than that. By the time it's getting to low, Secret will be over to contest it. And it's not worth the risk. If they lose one fight on this Gyrocopter, then he starts to fall behind, and it's still a hero that can die very, very quickly to other farmed cores. He needs to be ahead. He needs to be extremely tanky and able to just run in to the fight. He's not a hero that can skirt on the outside of the fight, slowly throw attacks in. He's a very short-range hero. He just needs to run in and dish out all the magic damage, which becomes very hard to do whenever this Enigma has picked up the BKB now. Like we said, it gets harder and harder for the Gyrocopter to just walk into them. They have the Slaughter who can potentially set up the fights, and the Invoker who can sort of like make things weird. These fights are definitely this game is very much down to just execution of fights.
Whoever can get that vision. Radiant scan the tree lines. They're looking for mid one. Mid one's happy to reveal himself. Yapsok just he wants to go in with the Blink Dagger. Right now, Adam is just bait. Through and through bait. But Puppy still got the stolen cooldown. And Light, he died in the second missile, almost. But with the relocate in, they find Yapsor in the tree lines. Deafening Blast won't create any kind of space. PL just dodged it with a doppelganger, and Fada stands his ground. Fights Pilot Eye in 2 seconds. Will be relocated back out of here, and he'll take a friend with him. Mid one, he'll successfully. No! They get the stun off! So close to that TP being completed, and that's a huge fight with now for Bears.
No buybacks.
2 heroes down with no buybacks. That's a push to high ground. That's a tier 3 tower, if not more.
Yeah, they just got the fresh BKB on Fada. It made all the difference in that fight. MP committed in thinking he could man fight Fada, but whenever he pops the BKB, it just doesn't care about the Diffusal Blade. Gets Alacrity and just shreds everything. The EMP did huge work as well. MP wasn't able to doppelganger it.
And if Bears think there's still buybacks over on Team Secret, like the creep wave's gone. Yeah, they're TPing out. They're moving to Roshan. That has to be this maneuver. They're trying to take Roshan before Team Secret is back up and running. And they may not know it, but Keizu also bought, and now they will know it. He bought a Blink Dagger, so he's now got Blink BKB available.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to hit a black hole, though, against Bears heroes. The Gyrocopter and the Invoker aren't typically in the same area of the fight. They have the Slaughter and the Darkseer that are going to be jumping in and casting their spells and then just sort of running around trying to do it again. So it's not the easiest game to find a good black hole. and there isn't a target they necessarily want to solo black hole. They could.
Ember Spirit's going to go into the pit. As now,
Aegis.
all grouped up. Puppey, here comes Kaizu. 3-man for the black hole. He managed to find it, and now with the control, Gyro will fall down. They do have the Aegis, the Immortal. That's what's going to allow him to come back to life again. But with no Invoker and surrounded by 4 heroes, there's no way Fada can survive. MP with a double kill. And they're not done yet. Adam is on the run. He'll be a consolation prize. Too easy. Triple kill for MP. A perfect fight for Team Secret.
Yeah, that was huge. Mid-1 was able to throw in the triple remnant as well, so the Invoker just absolutely melts. Oh, wow. Secret got the Roshan kill as well.
They actually got a Dire killed Roshan, and Fada snatched the Aegis of the Immortal.
Yeah, they're storming down mid lane, so they're definitely going to force buybacks. They have it on the Invoker and the Gyrocopter, but they definitely do not want to have to use it. And those fights are sort of just like the difference between, you know, what ends up happening with these networks. Gyrocopter and Invoker up on top, but the Lion just so poor. The Slaughter only having the Blink Dagger.
Oh, Puppey. Pick him up, throw him back. He's still got the Crusher Bomb. A little bit early on the Crush. Yamsel might have enough space to get away from this one, but it's all meant to just be buying time. They have Fortification as well. 10 seconds up. Or 10 seconds until the Gyro as well as the Invoker are up. But this is still enough time for Team Secret to bring down the tier 3 tower. This will open up Shrine options, and potentially they could bring down the melee racks, but they need to be quick about things. Mid-1, Tornado flies through, hits both mid-1 as well as MP. Puppey with that Solar Meteorite, is it? No, he's actually got the Crush, but he's dying inside the base. The melee racks is still alive for now. And the rest of Team Secret are bailing out after losing Puppey.
Yeah, I think they're perfectly okay with that. They pressure the rack. They don't actually get the melee rack, so maybe should have backed up after getting the tier 3, but just support Rubik. And now Bears has to deal with all of these lanes. And with their lanes, you know, all the way in like this, they're going to start losing shrines, losing map control. And, you know, like we talked about, Gyrocopter is not a mobile hero. Darkseer, not really a super mobile hero either. So they can use the Iron Shells to shove out these lanes with, you know, reasonably low risk. They can use the Forge Spirits, but, you know, Secret can do basically the same. The PL can throw illusions. The Ember Spirit kills the wave super quickly. And, you know, they also, off of that push, got this really nice deep ward, so they can see Firo running down to bottom. And I think, you know, getting the Lotus Orb now completed on Pylai Dai. They just have so much gold on these supports. The Lotus Orb, the Solar Crest on Puppey. It's getting harder and harder for Bears to actually just insta-give these heroes like we saw a little bit earlier.
Work harder for it, need more sustain. But I'm also looking at an Invoker who is so buffed up, and soon finally he'll actually get his upgrades. Pharaoh keeps skipping these every single time he plays the Invoker until the very end. But he's maxed on practically everything.
Yeah, has all of his orbs maxed, yeah, so he will start scaling the talents.
Yeah. Same with the Gyro. Gyro's got life, damage, cooldown reduction.
Gyrocopter's talents are so weird. Spell amplification, magic resistance, and movement speed choices.
It's like, which one do you even go for? Like with the last one, like I always wondered like if it's worthwhile having the 3 homing missiles over the 4 flags. Obviously with this build he's doing crap tons of damage, so flak makes sense, but
yeah, I don't know if the missile is really ever worth it because, you know, by the time you're level 25, people have BKBs and those triple missiles. They're kind of nice on supports, but also people also get Lotus Orbs.
Mid-1. They relocated over for this one, but you're right next to the shrine. Gonna try and fight here. Fada in close. The Tornado well off target, but Pylai Dai is locked. Hex and Sunstrike. No! The relocate pulls him out once again. Just safe. Mid-1 had to spirit himself away from the homing missile. He'll get hit by it. But there's no real follow-up to this. Not while Pylai Dai is there. There's not something Fira from jumping forward, looking for that opportunity to gank on Puppey. He doesn't find it, however.
Yeah, and I think Bears is starting to get a little bit worried. Darkseer is not an offlaner that scales particularly well into the late game compared to an Enigma who's just, you know, we talked about they have no way to deal with this black hole, and that becomes very worrisome. The game goes later and later. You know, once you get to a certain point, just solo black holing one or two of the cores is perfectly fine. He has a Shadow Blade now as well, so.
I'm trying to think like if there's any item which allows them to like either delay him when they jump in, like you can look for the Scythe, but like once he triggers the BKB, it won't matter. But you may just need to have the Scythe. Wait out the 5 seconds. He'll probably burn like 1 second of the BKB, like as we go later and later into the game.
Yeah, I think Bears is considerably more reliant on getting the jump. I think Secret even if you know, they don't really have to get the jump, they can sort of have the Ember run in, start bullizing people, and they always have this Enigma waiting in the wings ready to potentially black hole. They have the Rubik, they can lift someone. Bears, like, they really need to go in with this Lion and the Slaughter and blow up here, because if they don't, then they're just food, because they've already blinked in. They get, you know, changed. Rubik lifts them up, and they just get completely evaporated. They have Diffusal Blade to bring them down as well, where Secret Supports are very, very hard to kill. Pilot Eye sitting at 1500 HP, has the Lotus Orb and Ogre Club. You know, Puppy has the Force Staff now, as well as the Solar Crust and Blink. 10k net worth on both the supports compared to 10k between both the pairs.
Puppy jumps in, triggers Lincoln Sphere on the Invoker. More supports in the neighborhood. Keizu waiting for that right opportunity. With the Sentry Ward down, they can't just hide inside the Invis, but Yapsaw, high movement speed. Mid one, that's on the other side of the tree line. A quick Yule Scepter up and towards the air. He'll hit the ground again, but maybe almost dead. Maybe with a fact back, he'll survive further in the tree lines. Yapsaw will be fine. We still haven't had a kill just yet, but it might be for Rev. He's the one being initiated on by MP, and they're in the back lines. Firo able to bring down the Ember Spirit, and with the call down from Vada and the flank cannon damage, it already did its work. They moved their attention towards MP, the last big core on the front lines. He'll jump up with the
missile,
ganger, and the missile will be chasing him. I don't know if there's enough damage to kill him, draining off the mana, but keep on running. The injured Phantom Lancer.
Oh.
Dodges it. Wait.
Oh.
You thought they were going to go for the wrong one.
That was close.
Keizu's still alive at the tree line. He's got a Shadow Blade to get himself out again if he needs to.
Yeah, that was huge. I think Firo jumped around to the side, ended up EMPing mid one, who had already used all of his remnants. Kind of got trapped there. Whenever the Ember Spirit goes down like that, they're not able to blow up this Invoker. We've seen how much work Firo can put in on the Invokers, working towards the Aghanims now, and mid one going down that early in the fight. He solo black hole the Invoker. He does go down, but MP is still not in a position where he can just like Superman up and, you know, be forced. You know, they're not able to force him back off. He's going towards the BKB now, which will kind of let him man up, but he has a hard time just running into the Gyrocopter. Has the Butterfly now as well, so even, you know, the illusion's starting to become semi-useless. It's not really a hero that likes to buy MKB. Amber doesn't like to buy MKB either. The Gyrocopter is definitely not super easy to deal with, and the highest net worth of the game. It's not often you see a Gyrocopter that, you know, let alone see a Gyrocopter, but one that's this much net worth and has had this much of an impact.
But he had such a great start on the safe lane, and never was really over-pressured, so... And he's still got the highest kill counter too, 8, 4, and 6. You can see the difference with the assist between them all. Like the dire side, there's so much more team fighting. 12, 11, 14, 12, 9 on the assist compared to Bears. Yeah, there's obviously been 5 more kills going the way of Team Secret, but kind of shows you how much more of a unit Team Secret is when they run around as these 5 men.
Yeah, and you can see, you know, you compare these two teams whenever they play against each other to comparing a really good team against one of the lesser teams or just lesser teams playing each other. You know, the difference in, like, you know, how the drafts are. You could, you know, between these two teams, there's no, like, super clear draft favorite. It's a lot of it's just about execution, map movements, as opposed to just one draft being objectively better than another and it being super hard for one team to just play the game because they are at such an innate disadvantage.
Execute time again. Team Secret actually TP'd out to that shrine, but they engaged onto... I say engage, they lance and then attack. This is more of an engagement. Rubik stunned up in control. Keizu comes in for the black hole. Holding the Gyrocopter in position. He's so low on life. He may decide quickly. That's why they're making the most out of it. With the Spirit jump forward. Mid-one's going to double. Support being dragged in, but the line doesn't really want to be there. Now it's really up to Firo if he can really turn this around. Looking for the kill on mid-one. There's no real mana. The Deafening Blast, Pylai Die is the lifeline. MP will get the double kill. Moving down to Forever a little bit further to the south. But Invoker... run away. This is not the fight for you, or is it? He doesn't have any kind of real vision on Pylai Die.
Yeah, he was there so late. The fight was basically over by the time he came in. If he was there a little bit sooner, potentially, you know, the Enigma just needed like one more right click to take him down. The Ag's Gyrocopter was going to work, chipping him down slowly as he was just being black hole. Boop, boop, boop. Just needed 1 or 2 more right clicks, but I don't know if it was a little bit of miscommunication or if Fear was trying to push the wave out to the bottom lane. They find a pick off and then they immediately go to the tower, I think was what they were trying to do, but maybe found the kill a little bit quicker than they thought or didn't expect all of Secret to be there, so ends up being a pretty nice trade for them, and they're almost definitely going to lose this Roshan. They don't really want to buy the Gyrocopter back for this. It's kind of hard to contest. I don't think the Sunstrike actually saw how low Roche is either.
No, it just hit Pylai Die as well as MP, but Tornado flies through. Invoker trying to do something, but it's the Ember Spirit who's the aggressive one. Gets steering chains to quickly also try and break the Slardar free, which will be able to happen. Even Deathling Blast for space. No Finger of Death available as Adam just goes in deep. He actually reflects the Hex. The Lotus Orb was protecting the Ember Spirit, and Roshan does go down. So MP will take the Aegis, the Immortal, and go one step closer. He also managed to save the Cheese, which is now given over to Pylai Die. He's rapidly approaching that Aghanim Scepter for the Phantom Lancer.
Oh, is he going Ags?
He has Ags in his quick buy.
Interesting. I think it can be pretty good once you have the illusions that are actually reasonably strong. It gives you a lot more lane push, and you can nuke a wave with your Aghanims and then throw all the illusions onto one of the supports, and it's pretty hard to deal with. Also, you know, makes them a little bit beefier. I haven't seen it really the Aghanims this late. I've seen PLs go for it like considerably earlier. He switches it to Lincoln, so he's sort of still deciding what he wants to go for.
Forev. That's an interesting kind of way to engage. He's basically going solo in on Pylai Die, even though there's 2 creep waves here. Jumps in, commits the wall, and now it's Firo who's on the hunt. He's got a better target. It's over towards the Rubik. Drops the Meteorite down, but now maybe not able to survive. Lincoln Sphere was already triggered. They had to create a little bit more space, and now in comes Kazu. A 3-man Black Hole Fighter jumps in as well. He wants to go into the wash station. Will it be enough? Yep, Soul Spirit jump is 2. Bears are going to lose everything in this fight. All 5 down. Team Secret wiping him on the steps of the Dire Jungle.
Yeah, and whenever you're so committed, you have the Slaughter, the Lion, like we talked about. You have to jump in and jump these heroes. Then the Enigma is just always waiting in the wings, looking for an opportunity. If you mess up your positioning for just one moment, they get 3-4-man Black Hold, really nice from Keizu, and now only 1 buyback on the Gyrocopter. They may lose 2 and even 3 sets of racks.
He has to let the first one go, which is kind of funny considering like the next person who comes up is still another 30 seconds away. So you don't want to fight yet. A call down could slow things up, but the second they jump further outside their base, like almost to tier 4 towers, they're opening themselves up for the Team Secret initiation. And you're seeing them, yeah, they understand it. You lose 2, and you just try and cut your way up. Get your way up to that top tier 3 tower, and just stop being megged. The only way they can stop this. But now we actually have a second black hole. A refresher orb is inside Keizu's stash. And Team Secret aren't even going to give him the opportunity. They take the 2 lanes of racks, and they're happy with this. Yeah,
I think that's really smart from Secret. There's no reason to rush it like that. Fada just used his buyback, and whenever you do that, you lose 2 sets of racks. You're very committed. You want to win a fight at the high ground. You want to try and swing it back the other way, potentially get like the tier 2, maybe get a tier 3 and have access to those shrines, but Secret backing up, and the black hole on cooldown as well. And that's sort of, at this point, Bear's only real opportunity to fight is that black hole being on cooldown, and now having with the refresher as well, it's like a very, very small criteria Bears have to take these fights. They kind of need to get a pick off and play the fight 4v5 from the start, but the way Secret's been playing, that's very, very unlikely to happen, especially with the relocate they can back people up with.
Yeah, it seems like every time Bears try initiate on Team Secret, they find support, or they find support, they go on them, and then there's just nothing that can be done.
Pilot Ice got a BKB.
Wait, on the
He's so farmed.
Is that, well, he doesn't even have the gold per minute. I thought it was like, oh yeah, he's got 120 gold per minute. That's just like flooding in money.
It's just the Midas.
He's got plus 20 health regen and plus 10 mana regen.
He's got 111 CS.
And he just bought 3 Tomes of Knowledges as well.
Yeah.
Bump him up a little bit more. TP up on top lane, mid one, underneath that Radiant Observer Ward. But as the rotation over, MP also underneath Radiant Vision, but Bears are so scared. It's possibly also because Firo is not there. He's pushing out the bottom lane. He's trying to create a little bit more breathing room for Bears before this top fight happens. And Fada's already changed his mind of where he's going. It's no longer Monkey King Bar. He's now staring down the barrel of the Rapier.
Yeah, I think he needs to go for it. He doesn't have buyback either, so...
I just don't know if he can get out there to get it. Like, he could take the farm in the mid lane right now, up to 3,600. But the courier needs to make the suicide run.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to actually get it over. They're all just sitting there, and I think Fada knows that. He may try and sneak it over through the trees, but you will see it gets sniped a lot of times. And if it does, then there's basically no way he's getting that rapier before the base fight happens.
Defense time. Can Bears actually hold the line here? Yapsaw waiting in the trees. But no one's coming in from Secret. It's very defensive. And they're actually TPing out to the sidelines. It's like they're trying to wait for Bears to make the first move. And they might do so. There's 4 heroes smoked up, sitting inside the base. The Team Secret have no eyes on it all. They actually don't have any kind of vision. Like, there's no observer ward sitting inside the base. And I think Fada also accidentally just triggered that shrine.
Oh, that was so close. They almost caught him down bottom. They smoked up, tried to hex him up, but mid one slided right whenever Adam blinked in and was able to remnant out. He actually goes for the Blade Mail onto the Ember Spirit, so lets him just kind of run in. The Gyrocopter obviously can't control where his Axe is hitting.
So the Gyrocopter's going to kill himself on the Blade Mail unwillingly?
Potentially. It also just gives him more armor, so up to 31 armor now. And
here's the move. They're going for it. Fada, do it, bro. Have the support with the Lion.
Yeah, they're trying. Mid one's being a pain, shoving off this lane into them.
They just don't know what's behind them. Like, even if they get the Rapier now, getting home safely is not the easiest task.
Yeah, they're not in a great position. They don't have any vision outside of the base. They
He actually changed his mind. He finished the Monkey King Bar now, and now he still has the Rapier in his quick buy.
Yeah, he didn't want to risk heading out of the base like that, potentially just dying right after he buys the Rapier. It's just...
With the pace that Team Secret's playing as well, like, it's another 2 minutes, 20 seconds until his buyback's off cooldown. So we can probably have both, like, buyback as well as this Monkey King Bar.
Yeah, I don't think Secret minds too much him getting the BKB, obviously. I mean, the buyback. Obviously, they'll be looking for a fight, if they see the opportunity, but they have, both the black holes. They're okay waiting for Roche.
Oh, Firo, Puppy's so close to him. A blink away. Yeah. The Observer, just a little bit too late there from Team Secret.
Yeah, but even that, they break the smoke. They were looking for some opportunity. They don't need to force anything. I think that's the most important thing for Secret is they don't really throw away their lead. Because they're always just going to have this trump card of, we have the black hole, you don't have any forms of counter initiation, and... Yeah.
Just don't get caught out. But the creep wave is pushing in. This is going to force Bears at least to show themselves inside their own base, but they're still hunting. Up on top lane, the Ember Spirit jumps up here. Yamsoul's hoping for some kind of crush that can combine with the Invoker, but this is only going to work if the Ember Spirit pushes a little bit harder, and then you still got to keep in mind there could be a relocate. The relocate support from Pilot Eye can come fairly quickly. But they just let the Tornado do the work, and then TP back again.
Yep, continuing to just get bottled up in the base, and these supports are unlikely to get any more items. The game advances. Firo's gotten up to the Octarine course.
Puppy jumped in. The Hex is there from the line, able to get the stun. Puppy gets fingered down too. He's pretty low, but here comes your Black Hole again from Keizu. It got the Gyro. It got the Invoker. The two big ones. They'll find the kill. Invoker, where's your buyback? You'll have it available as chug. We'll keep pushing through. Down to Forev, who retreats back inside the base. All the way to the fountain. So Gyrocopter is down, but they didn't lose any more. But that was Black Hole number 1. Black Hole number 2 is available, but without the BKB.
Yeah, and I don't really know what Bears can do. They don't have fodder to run into them. Booker can try and spam out here and there some random spells, but they just dodge them. They have Slight, they have Doppelganger.
Forev back, no wall combination. Yamsoul was looking for the crush. He's able to get some kind of disabled, but PL is just tanking through it all. They just have to keep chipping. So Gyro, wait for the timing. There's your buyback. Cold snap over an MP. Just doppelgangers quickly away. Adam with the extra stun catches the IO as well. So I think we're on the back line. Sunstrike onto Ember Spirit. Pylite Eye. BKBs tries to protect mid one. Able to do so, but Gyrocopter kind of trapped a little bit on the front lines. He wants to retreat back out again. The Searing Chains is holding him here with the cooldown as well. Some space can be created. But if they take any longer, the bottom lane and the mid lane is going to start adding too much pressure that they can't continue the 5v5. And Team Secret can now back up as well. Roshan spawns up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and they're not in any hurry at all. They can wait 90 seconds for the refresher to come back up. They'll have the double BKB, double black hole up again.
Does
mid
Puppy
one has
actually check it right on the mark?
Radiant's top tower.
Like he's walking in front. Just poke your head in, Puppy. Hey! Boys, party time.
Ember Spirit picks up a Blink Dagger now as well, and finishing up the bots too, so had 6k gold, buys a couple of small items, isn't going to commit to anything enormous, still has his buyback. that way, and can get on top of these squishy supports, make sure that he doesn't get locked down, which is really the only way Bears can win any of these fights, is if they're jumping in, blowing up a hero, and he's going to make sure that doesn't happen so he can play a little bit farther in the fight, can still jump in and triple round it potentially, or to continue to chains non-stop, as he does have the perma chains.
Here they come. Missed.
Uh-oh, here come the perma chains.
Oh, maybe he did. No, Gyrocopter was caught. I was looking over towards the left. The BKB from Fada. Triggered and starts his run back. The EMP trying to create a little bit more of a buff between them and Team Secret. Not really working so far for Rev. Backing back over Puppey. They still can't even kill up the Rubik. In fact, Puppey grabs for Rev, pulling him back into the fight. They're losing too much mana. The Diffuser Blade is just doing serious lifting. But Team Secret know what they still want. They want that top lane of Rax. They want to force up the Megas. Even if Bears can defend against it, it's going to basically seal a deal.
Yeah, they're just making sure they don't get over aggressive, looking for, poking and prodding, seeing if they can find a pick off here or there, but not going to overcommit to it. Fear actually throwing out a tornado, catching Pylai Die.
The Sunstrike can definitely blast. He still can't kill him. That's 2k life they've got to get through. The Lotus Orb is up, so they're both actually going to get amplified. The back in. Firo, the damage is there. Pilot Eye will drop. So at least they remove the IO nuisance. Question is, can they do much more? Remember, Roshan is still up. Team Secret did not take him. But Pilot Eye has buyback, and now with the Sunstrike, they scout the fact that Roshan is alive. But there's issues on bottom lane. The creep wave is now attacking the tier 4 tower. If they want to go in for this, they've got to go in hard.
Yeah, at the very least, the tier 4s have the regen now, but Fear cycling through spells. They're debating whether to go in or not. It is kind of risky coming into here. They can potentially get Black Hole, and they're really worried about that. Maybe trying to bait Secret in, to blinking into the pit, and then kill them after they've jumped in is something they could maybe go for. Forev actually TP's back to the base, so gonna make sure they get the creeps off of these towers. Yep. They're gonna cut the mid wave.
Well, middle lane, the Sunstrike won't hit his mark. Adam was too early
Puppey
on his one as well. But Puppey on the wrong side of the river. He'll go down and actually gives over the gem. I say gives the gem back to Yapsaw.
Oh, the particle effects, they've started. Forev is got a halo. Oh gosh, Fada's got a halo too.
What the hell is that?
It's happening so fast.
What the hell is that? Back into the fight. They're fighting over Roshan. Fada will drop. Here goes your BKB Black Hole. The hold into. The Invoker's gone. The Gyro's gone. Gyro will have buyback. Yamsel just has to jump himself away from this fight. So Invoker, he'll buy back quickly. So the Aegis Immortal ended up into the hands of mid one. And yeah, Darkseer has just gone glorious.
Yeah, with no bad buyback on the Gyrocopter, it's almost definite they're going to lose these Rex here.
So don't worry, because this game is still an alpha. Alpha game. Mid one jumps forward. Gets the Syrian chains over on the Invoker. They're just trying to hold him here. Puppey to help out. But for Yapsaw, nice crush, but here we go again. Another Black Hole. Hold him in position. The Darkseer and Slaughter. They're going down the drain pipe, but they're not dead. They're still alive. The life is there. The Sunstrike and the Finger of Death. It'll hit the mark. The Ember Spirit will drop. The PL's down. Buyback is available. But Fearo's moving his attention over towards the Enigma. He's brought him down too. They still hold the racks. But mid one, how much damage is left in the tank for the Ember Spirit, who's back up and alive. Invoker fighting the tier 4 towers. Pylai Die is still being an absolute nuisance, and MP has finally moved to objective-based gaming, taking out the top racks. Yapsaw with a stun. The Ranger still alive. Is the only thing which is standing between Bears and the Mega Creeps. With the back into Tornado. A triple kill for MP is doing the work. Firo definitely plus. It's still not enough. The cheese is there. The regeneration is there. They're backing out. Ember Spirit. He'll get the Syrian chains off. Now drop the meteorite down. Anything you've got. What's left here? Finger of Death is up. Maybe that's the jump. They can kill off Pylai Die with that one. With the stun, with the Hex. Yapsaw, he'll get the stun off. They're draining out the mana. Mid one is low. The Finger of Death will do his job. Adam barely survives. The Blade Mail almost killed him, but he needs to stay on the front lines. Keep the Hex up. MP turns around too. Lion will fall. Pylai Die in the neighborhood. Invoker is down. It's only Slaughter, and it's only GG. 55 minutes. The game will belong to Team Secret.
Holy crap. That was an incredibly noble defense, considering the deficit they were in. Gold, the Gyrocopter being down, and they just marched towards the base as well with the Aegis. They defend for that long, but Secret, this Enigma pick ended up just